This will unlock the San Diego Padres. Let's talk about the minor league system, how our top prospects are doing, and what that all means for the grand master plan coming together for the San Diego Padres to win a World Series. What's going on, everybody? Christian Pedersen back here with another episode of Padres Digest, the show where I, a random dude on the internet, under and overreact to all things Padres. This time, we're going to be talking about the minor league system, some of the guys that are getting hot right now, how they could fit into trade scenarios, how they fit into maybe just the long-term framework of getting starting positions, projected out, free agency, all that kind of stuff bundled into one. If you could hit the subscribe button, it would be great. If you are not interested in this, we got plenty of other content coming about all sorts of things, all Padres long. The guy that I was showing you there at the beginning, that was Leo De Vries. He is perhaps the top San Diego prospect on any and every metric you look at. International, hitting-wise, fielding-wise, he is a shortstop who is 19, hitting the ball pretty well. He is somebody who I think universally in all of our discussing the Padres, he is considered a no trade by most of you. And as I go through all of this, make sure you guys are in the comment section letting me know what you think either on each prospect or just the general thought of prospects. LDV right now, this season we have checked in with him because he has hit for the cycle. He has had a stretch or two where he's just been absolutely mashing the ball, and he got back at it with another 3-hit day. Right now he's hitting just north of 250 for the Tin Caps in single A. So I think a fair dose of numbers don't project out kind of has to get sprinkled in with. It's not like all of the guys I'm going to talk about here are pitching this at double A, triple A, facing against MLB ready guys. These are still potentially products of hard work and projects that could be hard work, but will end up being good baseball players. But that all being said, I think it's relevant right now where we are at, given that LDV is hitting again there. You saw another 3-hit day for him. That kind of got my brain rolling on let's talk more in depth, because in a lot of the trade scenarios that the Padres are doing at the major league level that we're talking about to fix left field or catching or to get a new pitcher or this, that, or the other, they are all seeming to be put through the lens of like, we only have a couple of really good choice dudes to trade. And I'm curious if that, or was curious if that meant everybody universally agrees, oh, that dude's just a can't miss, or if that's just people don't want things that don't work for their franchise. Like, how do we reach only those two are truly worth anything? Because I would feel like we wouldn't be having some of these conversations about, oh, this guy's throwing this stretch of good innings, or this, if we didn't have at least some ability to utilize this talent long term. And I don't think the Padres necessarily need. All teams need a superstar at every single position all day up and down. But the Padres have a fair amount offensively locked up. So Xander at short, Manny at third, Tatis in right, Merrill in center, Cronenworth at second is pretty lock, stock, and barreled for the next 5 years at least. So the immediate event horizon that I think is relevant to talk about today. Arraez, Cease, King, 3 major all-star, 3 major free agents this offseason. I think Arraez, I like him as a no-brainer to lock down that. Let's let him play first in DH. But so let's say though, Arraez, let's clear the books of Arraez, because some of you don't think he's all that great. To me, that leaves LDV can play first or left, or we are moving on from somebody. So if you're ready to, we're all ready to move on from Xander. We're all ready to move on from guys X, Y, or Z. But assuming that you can't just cut bait and run on that contract for the next couple of years, we are going to have to move this guy to another position, leave him as the backup utility, like he replaces Jose Iglesias. I don't know. I don't see yes, he obviously contributes, but I don't see an immediate, oh, there's a pathway to where he gets just to be the new franchise shortstop in a couple of years. So I don't think anybody is a no trade. Okay, fine. But LDV as our best guy, maybe I can be absolutely talked into. Tatis, we moved him out to right, so let's move LDV to left. Great, leave him as a no trade. The next guy down from that Ethan Salas is a catcher who is just over a month into a 2-month break that he is taking for some back strain and stress. So I don't even know if he technically is legally tradable. I can make an AJ Preller joke about doesn't matter if a guy is injured or not. AJ's going to deal what AJ's going to deal, but I'm not here to say that. Ethan Salas is a catcher. We don't really have numbers because he only took a sparse amount of at-bats at the start of a minor league season. He had a cup of coffee with the major league team in spring training. Like, the dude projects out nicely to be a fix at catcher, but also is not a piece. Like I said, we're trading, so he's not really a piece for me worth discussing. Going down, though, we got to talk about pitching on the flip side, because this came across my feed about Braden Nett, and there are obvious holes right now in the pitching staff with Yu Darvish on or off the shelf towards the end of his career. He's a little bit older. I just like a guy with like that. You love him. We're not forcing him out the door, but we can count less and less on him. Joe Musgrove still not coming back till very late this season. You don't know what you're going to get post Tommy John, maybe a bump, maybe a fall off. So that's just a question mark. And then the rest of it goes that Cease and King, like you said, are free agents, and we got to talk about maybe only one of them coming back, maybe none of them coming back. So you got Pivetta, Kolek, Waldron, Vasquez, Berger. You got some dudes there that are not maybe necessarily, you don't want to bank on them being your two yet. But pitching-wise, there has not really been a ton of people turning the eyes internally to fix these solutions. It's been, we need to add. Braden Nett gets very high rankings as one of the most underappreciated pitching prospects currently in the minors, according to Baseball America, which is awesome. That's huge. Eric Yost is another name that I would like you guys to get to know. Throwing well down in the minor league levels. He maybe not nearly the praise as Yost or as Nett, but I think what we're getting at here is that there do seem to be multiple pitchers. Another name to get to know, Miguel Mendez. Another strong outing for him. The Padres have a couple of dudes that I think you add all these pieces up and you have either you have, especially if you've got stuff like a Braden Nett out there just being considered a top underappreciated prospect. Like maybe this guy is just a hidden gem that we're going to walk into, but also maybe we do have a couple of pieces that if we see if this is how if these are the people that we get to give Duran, do you part ways with them? Is this right here, is having the most underappreciated pitcher in all of minor league baseball prospect wise something that you guys buy into? As is he also now a no trade? I'm just kind of curious because, like I said, we've got a couple of crossroads to and we can all play hypothetical GM. It's fun to do together. Drop in the comments section. Let me know what you think. But we can all play the hypothetical GM of this package, that package. We've all spammed these out on MLB The Show, and so it's fun to play. We don't know any of what the Padres are going to necessarily do, but the reality right now is that they are 5-7 back, kind of consistently, of the Dodgers whenever we record one of these videos. They're in the playoff hunt for a wild card spot, no doubt. We have survived slumping teams offensively, and King being out for a couple of weeks, and Cease throwing subpar and injury. We with all that has been going against us, the Padres are still very much in it. Trade deadline's a couple weeks out, and that's where I think it's all just like we need to hop in. You guys hop in the comment section. Let me know, what are you doing with the totality of all of this? Are you battening down the hatches saying we're going to fix this internally? We're going to do that as far as Z? Are you trading some of these guys? Are some of these guys just like, yes, this package for a dude? We got a bunch of other videos on all the actual recipients. I mentioned Duran. There's the Orioles, there's the White Sox, there's the list goes on and on and on. So we got plenty of videos out there. I even like Adolis Garcia is somebody that I would say got kind of split reviews, but you're telling me that Eric Yost, Brandon Lockridge, and Cash for Adolis Garcia. I don't know. Just feels like we have some pieces that we can move around, and I'm just curious where you guys draw that line at, like the no trade thing. Because to me, that's always interesting when people start hopping down there and saying, "Oh, this guys can't touch, this guys can't touch, this guys can't touch." When I'm of the belief that everybody should be we should be fine dealing anybody and everybody if it moves us net positive towards a World Series in a large incremental way this year for the here and now. Because you never know what you're going to get a week, a month, a year, 5 years out for the San Diego Padres. Plus, the draft is coming up. We'll have videos all on that. There's always chance to restock and replenish. Let me know, though, what you think. And like I said, if you could hit the subscribe button, it would be much appreciated. Until next time, we'll talk to you guys soon.